So if he's part man, part dog, do you guys think his penis is...
Gross.
Welcome to ReShoot, amateurs in no suits, too many movies to explore. Ruthie, Hector, and Ed, laughter till the end, let's see something never done before.
He also has bird wings, bro. So
But
like,
he's got bird wing attachments.
Yeah, they're synthetic.
Yeah.
they're synthetic? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got the
Which-
scars on his back, and they're like plug and play.
Oh,
What?
you know what? You're right. Now that you mention it, they are plug and play. I was assuming, like you, that they were naturally occurring wings. That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought they just cut his wings off to be mean.
No, but
That's what
they're like,
I thought too.
That does make sense.
Oh no,
Interesting, though.
Jenna.
All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to ReShoot, an amateur's guide to good or film. We take movies we like or dislike or just half the time we just want an excuse to see them, and then we fix them.
Try to.
We have a special guest today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi. My name's Leah. I am the DM and producer of the Slay the Stars podcast, and I can't wait to do this because in my very limited free time, I'm also a huge movie fan.
Awesome.
You fit right in.
And I
Yeah.
loved your suggestion because I was also thinking about doing this movie before you suggested it. So it's like, yes, now we have the excuse.
Yes, this movie is a movie. Like, I don't know very many people who saw this. You would know based on the box office numbers. There were not a ton of people who saw this movie. But it's one of those things that I remember walking out of the theater and just thinking, like, man, that could have been better. So it's perfect. It's perfect for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see this movie, not in theaters, like just like on the TV. It was on at one point,
Same.
and I remember not liking it at all. And then after the second viewing, I'm like, yeah, no,
Doesn't hold up.
it doesn't. It
Maybe I'm a minority. I had seen this before. Again, I didn't see it in theaters. I just saw it on TV. I ended up liking it. I know that it's bad.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I know it's kind of a garbage fire, but there's just something about having an original sci-fi, like not an adaptation, not a reboot, something new, and it just captured my imagination.
Hold up, this is not an adaptation.
This is not
No.
an adaptation.
Wow.
It's all original.
Yeah. And when you look at it on paper, the people who wrote it, produced it, directed it,
I
Wachowski
saw that.
sisters. Yeah.
The Wachowskis, they didn't make.
Editor Hector here. It glitched. Zencast, where we used to record, glitched out, brought us back in, and we had two recordings, so yeah, couldn't splice it well enough together, and we kind of talk about it as a joke. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Well,
Yeah, the Wachowskis,
Yeah.
they made...
technical
This.
error. The Wachowskis
No,
wrote.
we never have a technical error, Ed. What are you talking about?
Wachowskis
Like girl boss geeky.
wrote, produced, directed.
yeah,
Did The Matrix, and then they came out with this.
it's so disappointing. And the budget, like $170 something million. I don't remember the exact numbers. It was so disappointing.
Yeah.
It was so disappointing.
And it's like the CGI was really good too, and the costumes were really good. Like you
Right?
can't fault them for that. Like you can tell, even now, it's like it hasn't aged.
What year did this movie come out? Sorry.
2015.
2015, yeah.
There were a few scenes I remember. Remember one specifically where the CG was like suspect. Like
Yeah.
I expected to see in that kind of graphics in a PS3 game.
Oh, okay. Let me rephrase. Jupiter Ascending looks better now than Valerian does now. Valerian in the City of a Thousand
Have you
Planets.
seen Valerian,
Valerian?
Leah?
No, I have not.
You should.
Don't.
It's bad.
Don't do it.
No,
Is it
Anything
really that
Luke
bad?
anything Luke
It's
Besson does
sci-fi, though.
sci-fi,
it's sci-fi though. It's fun.
it's not good.
It's not, but you should
I
watch
remember
it.
like watching the trailer, like, ooh, that looks really interesting. And then it came out and like mind wiped from my brain, and then I watched it and it's like, yeah, I wouldn't have enjoyed this at all in
Yeah,
theaters.
I saw it in theaters.
Oof.
I think it enhances the experience. It definitely helps it more than
Okay.
yeah.
Listen, I can't speak to that because, like I said, I didn't see it, but I will say that for the most part, Jupiter Ascending looks pretty. I saw it in the theaters. It looked beautiful in the theaters. It looks fine on my TV. I have no problem with the CG in most of it. As far as costuming goes, there's one particular costume that is not very good in this movie. The rest are great. The rest
Whose
are great.
costume?
Channing Tatum. It's bad.
Oh yeah,
It's
with
bad.
his makeup.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
It
bad.
is a little
It's-
uncanny. That one's not great. And for the lead,
I thought we were talking about
male-
like clothes wise. I'm like, his clothes are fine, but yeah, no, the makeup makes
it's,
sense.
the whole thing is just the whole ensemble is not great.
Also, he was like literally shirtless for like half of the film.
That poor dehydrated motherfucker. I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Movie was a movie for sure.
I liked it. I'll be honest. I've liked every Wachowski film I've ever seen. Yes, that includes Matrix 4.
Have you seen Sense8?
No, I've never seen Sense8. Is that them?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
Wachowski's.
it is.
I've only seen the first season, and it's not like amazing, but the premise behind it is so fucking cool. I love it. I love this.
Which is this movie. That's this movie too. The
Mhm.
premise is so good.
Yeah.
The execution, not great.
a little weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the premise.
Really?
About like Mila's character, Jupiter Jones, is like what she is.
Should we start with giving the synopsis and then we can continue
Yeah,
discussion?
let's-
'Cause I feel like we're starting to get into that.
Let's do
Yeah.
Leah, do you want to do it or do you want us to do it?
If I did it, it'd be very very short.
That's fine.
All right. So we have our main protagonist, Jupiter Jones. She is an immigrant in this country from by way of Russia, I believe. And she ends up finding out that she is a recurrence, which means that her DNA exactly matches the DNA of another person who has previously died. That person happens to be like a galactic ruler of everything who owned the earth. Now her older son does. And then there's like a whole all-out brawl that goes along with this because they're harvesting people to make this juice that keeps them all from aging. And the oldest son who inherited Earth wants to harvest the Earth. And so she and Channing Tatum go on a little quest to save her own life, her family's life, and by doing so, keep control of the Earth and keep us from being harvested.
And I appreciate her efforts.
Wow.
Yes.
What a good and quick and very concise synopsis. We should practice those more. Something like that.
I think you beat my Sonic record, so congrats. I think you're the fastest one now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leah, do you want to start us off with your pros, cons, fixes, or do you want one of
Or
us?
do you want us to show you, or like?
Yeah, to give you an
go
example.
over- yeah.
Sure. So cards on the table. I've listened to like 8 or 9 of your episodes, so I have an idea of how it goes, but I would love to hear one of your lists
appreciate
first.
that.
So
Thank you.
Listen, I love your show.
Can I go
Oh,
first?
thank you.
Yeah, you go. First.
Yeah, you're out of your self-imposed exile. You have got this episode just came out. I don't know if you heard the newest one, but Ed told us behind the scenes like 3 weeks ago, like, hey, or 4 weeks ago,
3 episodes ago.
hey, I can't be first
Don't let me be first again.
because I've been first like so many times.
Oh shit,
And
that's
then-
right.
Yeah,
And for
Wait,
the last two
can I?
episodes-
Amazing.
Is it
yeah, you're
okay?
fine. You're out of
Alright.
you're out of your self-imposed exile. Go for it, my dude.
Self-imposed. Well, I'm going back in my hole after this episode. All right. First thing, why is Eddie Redmayne in this movie? He's such a good actor. He didn't deserve this. And he is this like, it's a comically evil villain. It's so like mustache twirly kind of stuff going on when you first meet him. What are you doing with your voice? Also, Eddie, please, please speak normally. Don't do this whisper.
You don't want people to speak like this when they're
This weird
Apparent-
fucking whisper that is so forced,
Yeah.
and so quiet, and so like
I think the implication was that like he had some kind of like vocal cord injury. I thought it was mentioned in the movie. Maybe he mentioned it in an interview. But yeah, he goes so extra on everything he
Yeah,
does.
but then he can yell
Yeah.
he can scream normally fine at the most weird intervals also.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he did that with his voice and still was able to talk at all.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Like, yeah, because he could yell normally. Because the weirdest one was just like he's talking to that lizard person with the wings, and he just very calmly like, "Don't let any ships go in or out," and the guy like nods in approval and like, "Okay, cool," and then he just screams, "Go!" Just like completely unprovoked. There's no reason for him to be
Yep.
mad right there. I mean, they did fail to catch her, but like, why did you have to scream there of all times?
He's angry.
Yeah, Jesus. All
I
right.
need a Snickers. I don't know.
Next on the thing. This movie goes from 0 to 100 in the action to like back to 0 for a very long time. Like,
And that's a like?
no, it's just
I think it's
I'm just I don't know if it's a like or dislike. It's just like there's nothing, and then the ship like fighting and Channing Tatum doing his wolf things and all that, and then nothing for a long time. The farmhouse thing, and then nothing for a very long time. I don't know. It just like it felt like it hit that action, which I did like the ship fighting, the ships in the city fighting, and all of that. That was pretty cool. And I think they did that to kind of like keep you engaged because there is a lot of like non-action in this movie, and I think that's one of the things that I would have done is like, what do you want this movie to be? Do you want this to be an action thing or like a little bit of a political thing? Because that's a lot of this movie is the political aspect of like ownership and inheritance with all of this.
I don't know if Star Wars can do it. Although not many people like the prequels.
Star Wars doesn't
Sadly.
have as much politics as this did.
Phantom Menace had quite a bit of it.
They had literal trade negotiations.
It started with trade negotiations.
Yeah, there's the embargo, whatever. Yeah, I know, but like that's like one movie.
Do we count Clone Wars, the show? Because there's like entire episodes of
No,
trade.
this is a movie.
Okay.
This is not a show. You can fit a lot more in a show and make it more, like, fit better. I don't know. Again, Channing Tatum was like shirtless for like an hour of this 2-hour movie. Was it in his contract? I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. It's just weird that like, yeah, like you can have your shirt off. Like that's probably like a thing that, I mean, that's probably in a lot of people. Like, it was just for an extended amount of time.
It might have been after. That was not too long after like Magic Mike.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It was just an extended amount of time. Is all I'm saying. And it was strange because you don't need that.
What?
Two funny scenes that I liked
Okay.
about this later
Oh
on.
no.
It was when Jupiter and Kane they get onto the Aegis ship. They're with the Aegis, the cops, the space cops. Trademark. She's like wearing something. I don't know, but she's like, I need a change of clothes. And they're calling her Your Highness and all that. And she's like, also like, just give me the clothes. I want to change by myself while I'm awake, looking at Channing Tatum, and just his very quiet and confused look, and just like, what? Was just the what was so funny to me for some reason. I cracked up at that. Just, I don't know. I thought it was hilarious. And also the oh my god, the romance in this movie.
Everyone's they're so horny.
Aggressively horny throughout the whole movie.
Just Jupiter mostly.
No. Everything. Like the zero gravity makeout orgy with Titus.
That was awesome.
That's right.
I don't know what
Thank
you're
you.
talking about.
Thank
That's
you,
a
Leah.
like.
Thank you.
I would pay money for that.
Asexual representation. It's an orgy, but only for making out. Nothing else. Clothes stay on.
Yeah, the romance, and everyone's so horny, and oh my gosh, whew, it was like right after that scene, I think, where she's finally changed, and she's like talking to him how she likes him and all that. And the guy, he's like, I'm like part dog. She's like, I love dogs. Like,
It's literally the gif I just sent you guys on
oh
Twitter.
my god,
Yeah.
I love dogs. I love dogs. I don't have a problem with that. And then he just
Yeah.
leaves, and I'm like, that was so bad. But at least they pointed out how bad that was, because Jupiter after the scene's like, I love dogs. Like,
I think this was the scene where I fell in love with this movie. Like, I'm a stan now for this movie.
yeah.
Leah, thank you.
Also,
Listen, you're welcome.
also the bite me, the bite me conversation.
Right. Yeah.
Every interaction was so weird.
This is what happens when you cast Mila Kunis and Channing Tatum in a serious science fiction movie. They're romantic comedy actors, right?
Yeah.
So this is the kind of stuff you get.
I think they did that on purpose. I'm
The
wondering.
dog-
'Cause, like, the movie's too dry otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dog part, like, yeah, that was 100% on purpose for sure, because they
Yeah.
pointed out. But the bite me, they didn't say anything about that.
It's true.
Yeah, literally, I just on my notes here, I just have, oh my god, the romance. Because this is
I have
so-
almost the same thing.
so cringy the entire time.
There's a lot of cringy lines in here, like the bees can sense royalty.
Bees don't care. She loves bees
Why is his house full of bees?
because bees,
Yeah.
like, I think it's like
He's
X or
part-
whatever.
Sean Bean.
Wait, he's part B?
Yeah, his name is Stinger.
Yeah.
He was-
Oh,
he's,
his
like, genetically-
eyes! That's
Oh,
like, he
I
had
have
wings too. He had wings too.
But he had bee wings because he's like a human who's spliced with a bee.
Yeah.
God damn it! I
Yeah.
missed that. I
Yeah.
missed that subtext. Fuck. I love this movie more.
Yeah, that whole thing would be really weird if you didn't pick up on those cues. But also, if it was delivered by anybody but Sean Bean,
Yeah.
he did such a good job with it, and he,
He did.
didn't die
He
in
did.
this movie.
I know.
A plus.
No, that's
right there.
no, that's an F. He needs to die in like every movie he's in. Come on.
He played the
everything's
same
in-
role he always plays, like the old guy who's in there to like help teach the young guy, but then betrays him at the. It's like National Treasure. Right?
Oh, my
This
first
is-
thought was
and
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings. Jinx.
Yeah.
He wasn't like that in Game of Thrones either.
No, you're right.
No.
But he-
I've still never seen Game of Thrones, and I never plan
don't
to.
just don't do,
just
do yourself a favor. Don't
not worth
waste
it.
don't waste the 80 hours or whatever on that. Woo. Wow. I this next thing that I have here is I don't think it's a dislike or like, but it's just weird how she just like goes through all of the Abrasics people, just the three siblings, just like, oh, the girl, like, do that. Oh, she gets freed. Let's never show her again. Titus, oh, she gets freed. Let's never show him again. And Balaam is the last guy. Like, I don't know.
He dies.
He dies.
I mean, technically, they never show him again.
Technically, but it's just, it left a bad taste in my mouth of just like part of the movie, but just for like that one plot point, and then they're just thrown away kind of thing. I don't know. It was kind of cool just like going through all of them and knowing what each of them had planned, and like all that double crossing that they did to each other and all that. But I don't know, just like the girl was very interesting to me. The
The
Khalid?
sister.
The daughter, Khalik.
Yeah,
Yeah, Khalik.
I really liked her, and I wish we would
Yeah, I thought
see
she was
more of
interesting.
her. Titus
Same.
was just weirdo, and Balaam's just mustache twirly villain. She was the most,
Titus was trying to marry his mom, basically. It was weird.
Yeah.
but it's not
Very
his
Game of Thrones
mom.
of him.
It's not. She's
But
just genetically the same.
But genetically, that's like the
His
worst part of it.
That's the worst part of marrying your mom, is like the whole genetic component of it.
That's the worst part. Okay.
It's all bad. It's all bad. Let's be real.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked Kalik. I wanted more of her, and
Yeah, she
even
was
Titus.
interesting.
Like, I think they should have got. You might have made the movie like 2.5 hours long instead of 2 hours, but like, I don't know. I feel that there should have been more of the other two or the more just all of them in general. We got a lot of Balaam though, and I don't like him at all. Anything about him. What else do I have here? Oh, just the very Balaam at the end, just like the very heavy-handed, just like capitalism bad kind of like a speech that he did for profit. Like, oh wow, you can't get any more just like in your face with that. Thanks, Wachowskis.
That was a like for me.
That was a like that they just like handed
Subtleties
it to
for
you.
cowards, Ed.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just like, okay, cool. Sorry to bother you. Did it better. But that did the capitalism bad theme better. But that was like, I don't know if that was the whole point of the film, of this one. But you could have done something with that. I don't know. I really don't know what the themes of this film were, other than capitalism bad, with just that one speech at the end.
I feel like, and maybe I'm missing the whole point, I think the whole point of this movie for me was like, they were talking about time as a commodity, right? Being the only thing that actually matters, right? And then talking about like the horrible things that people will do to each other because they see them as being inferior, right? And so that sort of encompasses all that, like anti-capitalism, all of that sort of stuff is all embraced in this idea that like people can and will be horrible to each other. That's what it feels like to me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I think you also made me realize, I think this kind of show, like, look at all the rich people like Bezos. He says he has so much free time. He does all his big decisions by 9 a.m. and the rest of us are working like more than 9 to 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And not to mention, it does have a very anti-imperialist message. Like, not just with the colonization of Earth, but there's also like I don't know. It does seem a little sussy-wussy that Sean Bean and Channing Tatum are like spliced humans, like kind of seen as inferior, just like.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a thing too.
Yeah. And they flat out mention that like whenever, so the human origination point is not on Earth, it's on this other place. And when they found the Earth, they were like, oh, there's dinosaurs here. And so they created the mass extinction event and put the people here. Like, and then they wait until there's an overpopulation issue, which is another theme in this, right? Is like overpopulating and people. Once that happens, then they cull the population like cattle. It had
a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah. They did mention that they went to the human world planet, right? The home planet. At one point,
they went to like a
space
the planet with the orbital rings, right?
I think that was just her planet. The sister's planet.
I thought that was just
no.
That one.
This was after Kalik. This is after Kalik. They're on the Aegis, and then they go to the planet with the bureaucracy place.
Yeah, space DMV.
Yeah, isn't that the home planet? Because they mentioned that it's overpopulated, and one of the guys calls it home. I don't know if that's just like Aegis.
I don't know.
Planet or the home planet, but yeah, I'm just saying that they mentioned overpopulation on there too. So yeah,
you might be right.
I'm just dense, and the only thing that I got was from the speech because you guys.
I mean, they don't show much of it. You're probably right.
Yeah, we only saw the
interior. They're only on the orbital ring ever.
Well, there is that first scene, like at the very beginning, where all the three siblings all show up at the same time. They're just like standing there.
But
right?
They're not on that planet. They're on another planet.
They're on a planet that
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on a planet they harvested. See, I couldn't remember which planet that was.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They mentioned that they harvested it.
And then they're talking like, oh, well, I hear it's a very peaceful process. And Titus is like, no, it really isn't. They kind of just like rip, I don't know. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, he says that for the most part, it is.
Yeah. I honestly, out of all of the supporting cast, which I thought the supporting cast of this movie was pretty good. Douglas Booth, the guy who played Titus, was by far my favorite performance.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
He was the right amount of slimy.
Yeah. I like Titus. Yeah. I just still think Kalik was the most interesting character of all of them.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, she was cool.
But Titus, yeah, he was super. Yeah, Titus is what Balaam should have been. The very sly, very sneaky bad guy kind of thing, instead of
Agreed.
mustache twirly stupid bullshit. Yeah.
Well, how would you fix it then?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Hold up. And on the number one thing that took me out of the movie the most, that elephant pilot was
Why?
so like jarringly like silly.
Just a loxodon, my dude.
Still though, like, bruh, it's just like the trumpeting. It was just like, ugh.
He's a spliced elephant man.
I know, it took me out of the movie. It was jarring. I didn't like it. Okay, dumb. It was so dumb, in my opinion.
What would you replace him with?
Anybody? I don't know. Just not an elephant, dude.
Don't say human. Don't say just straight up human. What would you splice a human with?
Human praying mantis.
I don't know. A bird?
You can fuck it once. No.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Anything that, just something that isn't like, or you could have just have him as an elephant, dude. Just don't make him fucking do that trumpeting thing every single time the captain tells him to do something. It was like
irony.
3 times, and it just like
What?
snapped me out of the movie. It just took me straight out. I hated it.
Wait, Ed, instead of making him an elephant human like he was, you could switch him for ironic purposes. You can make him an ostrich or a penguin. Man.
Why? Wait, what do you mean ironic?
They're flightless birds.
Oh, god damn it.
Penguin, just so we can have Colin Farrell there. That was a stupid joke.
No, I loved it.
Yeah. Damn. Movie's kind of all over the place. Alright. The first thing I would do is focus the movie on one thing and one thing only. Pick one. Is this an action Matrix shit, or is this a political Game of Thrones first 4 seasons kind of thing?
Which one would you pick?
That's the thing. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, I know what you were thinking, Hector. I know what you were thinking I was going to say, but
What were you thinking? What was I thinking you were thinking?
that I would pick the more drama aspect of it, the political side of it.
Fuck, you know me too well.
Yeah. You know me too well also, because that is what I was. Honestly, yeah.
How have we been friends for?
What year is it? 22? 21 years?
Yeah, we've known each other for 21 years now. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
21 years. How many friends can say that? Anyways, yeah, I think I would have definitely enjoyed the more political aspect of it, and I definitely would have focused a lot more on the abrasics. Every single time I want to put the X first and then the S.
Right?
Abrasics siblings. I would have focused more on them, because I like the little the only interaction when there's all 3 of them. I like that. The banter was definitely missed, but we can fix that. Oh man, I like think about it and I'm just like, damn, dude, Eddie, come on. He wouldn't be making that voice also.
Give me the voice you'd make him make.
I don't want him. It's hard because like I don't know. Hold up, my mind's all over the place on this right now. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Because I do want Titus to be the main. Like, I want that kind of slyness for Eddie Redmayne's character, but we already have Titus there.
So would you make Titus this twirling mustache
villain? No,
villain?
I don't want any of that. I don't want any of the mustache twirly stuff.
Or would you make him like a frat boy or like a trust fund kid who really just doesn't give a shit?
Do you? Oh no.
I don't know.
You want Ellen Light, don't you?
Ellen Light? What are you talking
Like,
about?
they're both trying to outsmart the outsmarting of the other outsmarter.
Oh, L. Oh, no. I don't want that. No, that's a hard miss here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna send that out. I don't know. I think I would make Titus a little bit more clueless on it, and then Belem. Don't make that voice, and he's the real smart one. He's the one that's like pulling all the strings. Like maybe the people that Khalik made a deal with, Belem had already previously made a deal with and foresaw. I do want an Ellen Light thing. I
knew it.
We all want an L and light thing.
Yeah,
Like, this is, we all want that.
We all want
I
that
started talking
in our
about
personal lives. In our personal lives too, right, Leah?
Yeah, 100% all the time.
I started talking about it. I'm like, oh my god, this is just Ellen Light.
No, it's not Death Note. God damn it, it's Death Note.
It's dead. No.
I feel like Joseph Joestar right now, guys. Just let me have this.
Oh. No, but yeah, I guess I would want Belem to be the master manipulator, pulling all the strings and all of that. Like, he's always one step ahead of Titus and Khalik. And maybe have a little bit of the political aspect with, the competitors that they have that they mention. Because the Abrasics are like number one, but they do have some close competitors. And maybe have some politicking with that. Like maybe trying to see if like, oh, we'll sell you Jupiter for something like this or something along those lines. Something like that. I don't know. I think space politics would have been great in this movie. And yeah, you can still have Channing Tatum be shirtless for like an hour or whatever. He's like the loyal dog.
You would make him shirtless for the whole thing.
No.
No, he's not
Coward.
Ryan Gosling, Ruthie.
It's not Ryan Gosling. Yeah, come on. No, but he's like, yeah, he's just the loyal puppy dog following Mila Kunis's gigantic eyes all over the place.
She does have really, really big, beautiful eyes.
She
I love
wasn't the
her.
lady in Alita Battle Angel, right?
No.
No,
I don't think
Alita Battle Angel is not a real person.
No, that's a real person. They
Was it
made the
motion
eyes
captured?
bigger. Yeah, but I'm wondering if they just...
No, I thought she
Who
was.
was the actress?
I don't know.
I'm looking. Rosa Salazar.
Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen Mila Kunis in anything recently.
She's working on a... She and Ashton Kutcher are working on an organization that fights human trafficking.
They work on a lot of things together. They're angel investors.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
They made that 70... I think they're coming back for that 90s show, but that's about it.
90s show? Dang.
Yeah, they're making a sequel to that 70s show on Netflix.
Dang. I'd watch that. Anyways. Yeah, I would have definitely liked a more political aspect on this movie, kind of stuff like that. Bring in the competitors, more Khalik, please. I want to know, like, because she seemed the least slimy out of all of them. Also, she seemed like the good one. I mean, they're all horrible, but the least horrible.
She was less slimy because she just kind of did her thing out in the open. She literally took a bath in human goo right in front of Mila Kunis and was like, "This is how I stay young. You don't know what it is yet, but I'm flaunting it right here in the open."
I don't think she told her because I don't think she fully gets it. She seems like the most naive to
Khalik?
When I say naive, let me finish my point. She seems like the one most estranged to the harvesting and processing process.
She did think it was painless.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, it's painless. It's fine.
Humane.
I don't."
She said humane.
Yeah, it's humane. Well, yeah, she's like, it's fine. I don't need to worry about this. Titus was the one who was like playing on everyone's heartstrings. Belem just, I don't think he really cared. But she was the one kind of like most hands off about it. So it made sense where she didn't tell Jupiter about it because she wouldn't know. She wouldn't know to care.
Yeah. We're also still not, I mean, at least I'm not entirely sure what Khalik's plan is, right? Because before she can enact most of her plan, Channing Tatum shows up and is like, "I'm going to take her to Aegis." And she's like, "Oh, I was totally going to do that too." And then it just happens. So we don't really see what Khalik was planning.
Yeah,
from
that's
that
the
moment.
thing. Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I wanted more Khalik because she had a plan and it's just never expanded on. And yeah, that's curious of what her plan was.
I don't know.
Because I don't think it was as slimy as, marrying her or
Yeah,
getting her to sign it away.
Khalik seems, and this is just me inferring from what she did the rest of the movie, uh, almost like she's just trying to get ahead of her brothers the whole time, right? I don't think she had any negative plans. I think that she legitimately probably just wanted to see her mom come back and take the shit back from Belem and them, because like that's funny. Haha, you lost your inheritance. And now I'm friends with my mom again. Like that's what it felt like to me. I feel like she wasn't doing anything slimy.
That
Yeah,
tracks.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's
That
what I
fits her
was
character.
thinking. That maybe she wasn't trying to do anything slimy to herself. She was just trying to befriend her to have that kind of thing
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Screw her brothers over, which is fine because they're
But
terrible.
would she have harvested Earth?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 She thought it was
Yeah.
humane.
Yeah.
I think even if she found out, she wouldn't have cared because she seemed very much like she likes living a long time. She likes being young and beautiful. I don't think even if she knew, she might be like, oh, we need to find a nicer way to do this. But there's no way she wouldn't have done it.
Okay. Good.
We
Yeah.
commit to a more humane process. Presses the button to make the saws go even faster.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the feeling I got from it.
Yeah. But that's where I would have had this movie in that direction. I can't really build much on it because it's restructuring the entire movie. I don't want to sit here and read out my 96-page
You don't
screenplay
have
of
a
this movie.
corkboard and red string to like show us the conspiracy as it plays out.
Pepe Silva in the middle of the whole
It's
thing.
the fucking Charlie Day meme.
Yeah, Pepe Silva. We got boxes full of Pepe. Yeah, no.
No, but yeah, I would have liked a more political aspect in this movie. If it was more action focused, just make Belem like a master fighter. I don't know. I hated Belem so much.
Oh, now you're calling me. Oh, and I'm gonna take a chance to call you out for fucking turning it into an action film, a martial arts film, huh?
No, you're the one who does that. So you can't call me out
Oh,
on that because you're the
I'm
one who
about
does
to
it.
do that. So
Oh, awesome! We're gonna have two of those. Let's
yeah,
go.
Perfect.
100%.
That's a perfect segue, actually.
Perfect segue, Leah. Let's do it. What's your martial arts movie version of this?
Okay. So let me start with, we talked a lot about like the big picture stuff and I got to kind of wax poetic about those things that I liked. A couple of the small details that I really liked in this movie. All of the splices and the aliens and things like that, when they would turn and the light would hit their eyes, there'd be like this shine, right? One of my favorite scenes is when Kane knocks on Sean Bean's door and he opens it, and just for that second you see that shine on his eyes. Before you even find out who or what he is, you already know, right? There are these like little clues, and I thought that stuff was like very understated and nice. I enjoyed that. Another thing, when the bounty hunters catch up with Jupiter in the cornfield, knock her out, like take her up in their ship to go up the crop circle.
Yeah.
So
the
good.
crop circles. I noticed that too. Yeah. But yeah.
Loved it. My favorite funny moment in the movie, whenever her family is trying to figure out where she is and the cousin comes clean and is like, oh, I took her to get her eggs harvested for money, and the uncle is like smacking him, screaming like, you don't treat your cousin like a chicken. Hilarious. Hilarious.
Even just
when
that scene where he realizes, like, oh shit, we didn't get the money, and he's like looking around at all the expensive, like Xbox he got and the nice, whatever, like all the nice stuff. He's like,
8K
shit, I need to
TV
go.
or something.
Yeah.
What was the game? Because I know some
Dark
Souls.
Souls. You said it was
Yeah, it was Dark Souls.
yes,
Dark
it was
Souls
Dark
1.
Souls. Yeah. I thought the family was executed really well.
Yeah.
I thought they were funny, and they gave us enough backstory to kind of get us through some of the drier bits. When Kane got tossed out into space, he's kind of like floating in the void there, and the ship powers away, he gets the thing. That whole visual I thought was really nice. I enjoyed it. And the wedding scene, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I want to say the wedding scene was beautiful, and I think the most beautiful shot in this movie was in the wedding scene, and it was it reminded me of something I would see like art on a magic card. Is what I think.
Yes.
Where she's like on the platform, we're like looking from up and behind her, and she's on the platform going there, and you can see that it ends right there, like the gown is just barely going over, and you see Titus with the red suit down there, and all the white and the like marvelous like arch ceiling and the pillars and all of that. That one just like frame, perfect. It was so good. It beautiful.
I wanted so much more of it.
Yeah.
The
I
opulence
wanted
was
just
fun.
a million shots. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was gorgeous.
Another really cool shot that I liked also. Sorry to interject here.
No, go ahead. You're fine. Go for it.
Another one that I liked the lighting of it and just like how it looked was I think it was during that wedding scene also where no, it was before, but like Titus is like in that little like pit. I don't know where he's like held cap. He's like in a jail cell that's in the floor.
And Titus or Kane?
Oh, Kane, my bad. Kane, he's just
Kane's
there.
in the pit, yeah.
And he's like just sitting there, and then he just kind of like looks up and the light like goes on his face and just the lighting everywhere all around him. Like, I liked it. I would have preferred to have more of the pattern of the cell on top of him, that kind of pattern on his body kind of thing. But even then, I still liked it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That was really
but the
pretty.
wedding
I
scene-
love all those shots.
Yeah.
It was so good. So good. I would have watched like 2 hours of just that scene and from all the different angles, seeing the dress and the headpiece with all the little and the red crystals. It was so pretty. Things that I disliked a lot.
Oh no.
So in like the first like I don't know how many 16 20 minutes of the movie, when the aliens Jupiter's using a fake name, and so they go to the chick with the fake name's house and Jupiter's actually there, and they like stun that chick to figure out who she is, and Jupiter's in the closet. They just like rush in and stun her and then disappear. Why wouldn't they just check every person in the house? Why wasn't she just captured in that moment?
Yeah. No, the
whole movie should have been over.
Because they wouldn't have known it's
scene.
a woman's name. And even, so they should have been like, Catherine?
Yeah.
Catherine.
Yeah. And even if they did know, like say they were like, oh, it's a recurrence, so it has to be a woman. They saw Jupiter in the closet. They checked the first person, not her. Why wouldn't they check the other woman in the same room?
She looks like their old leader too. So yeah, that's a big plot. Jesus Christ. I let that shit go. That was
I'm sorry. It's like my biggest plot hole in the movie, and it drives me insane.
Thank you for bringing that up. Fuck, dude.
Yeah. The bad acting, the bad emotional acting in this movie from Mila Kunis and Channing Tatum, who I like them both as people, as actors in their genres. They're fine, they're great, they're wonderful, but like the first half of this movie is rough. They hit their stride towards the end and it gets a little better, but the first half is a little painful at times when they're trying to emote, and it's not good.
Do you think it was their acting, or do you think it was just the Wachowskis? Because they've given some weird direction in the past.
Look at Eddie Redmayne in this movie. Normally, I would blame the two actors, but Eddie Redmayne's weird Belém performance, where he's like in the weird voice and then he's screaming and he seems to be all over the place, it could just be bad directing. Just saying, it could just be bad direction.
No, that's what. Glad to know I'm not the only one thinking this.
Like the whole, like the Aegis come in and they pick her up and they're trying to be very helpful. They take her, whatever, and they're like the space cops. I'm a little
sorry.
You're fine. I'm like a little shocked at that whole thing, because they're just like, they're really good cops. They're here to do the right thing. How are they not like siding with the galactic rulers that are the three siblings right now? I mean, I guess I get she's their queen, but it just feels weird that they're like, we trust them 100%. These are the good guys. It just felt weak. It felt weak to me. Oh, and then like the whole cop out at the end where Belém, like the thing breaks and Belém falls down and dies because like the world had to kill him because we can't have our heroine kill him or whatever. Like that was annoying. And And then when she just chooses at the end to go back to scrubbing toilets, even though she's like the galactic leader of Earth, nobody would make that decision. So those
Yeah,
dumb.
I thought she was gonna leave Earth and just like go space, whatever.
I feel like I'm the only person who actually thinks that move makes a lot of sense, considering she didn't want this life.
Yeah.
And she saw all the downsides of it. I don't know. I can see her coming back to scrubbing toilets. I don't know.
I know, but you can live in space.
It might
sci-fi
also be
space.
her trying to keep herself humble so she doesn't end up like Khalik and Titus and being super entitled to culling
true,
humanity
yeah.
to bathe in people juice.
It's true. It's true. And I think that is a very idealistic, positive way to portray her. You know, but I know me personally. If somebody was like, you could be the galactic ruler of this whole planet, I wouldn't necessarily be like, I own you now. But I'd probably be like, hey, can I just have a bunch of money so I don't have to scrub toilets anymore? And I'm just going to spend my day doing fun things. Like sky surfing with my new boyfriend who's part dog.
And bird.
It's weird. And bird.
A bit of bird sprinkled on top.
But yeah, so those are most of my points that we haven't already spoken about, I think. So, oh, no, the last thing. The aliens living in the great red spot of Jupiter. That's great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved
Oh,
it.
storm? Living in the
Yeah,
storm?
they're like living in the storm. They use the storm as like a portal to go in and out. That's dope. I'm in. I'm all about that.
Well, they got like a protective thing. They just
Yeah.
the storm.
It's just cool. It's just a cool visual.
Yeah.
Cool idea. Think about it. Like, how many of us, like, as kids, you know that there are other planets. You don't really get that people probably can't live there because, like, gas planet. And so, like, your mind dreams as a kid of, like, people living on these other planets or, like, aliens being out there. And so anytime I see that in a movie, I'm like, in. Done.
If Miss Frizzle can do it with her magic school bus, I don't see why we can't, you know?
Yeah. 100% agree. But yeah, those are all my notes. How would I fix this movie? I would remove the entire romance arc from this movie. It would be gone.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would remove Channing Tatum from this movie entirely. He would be
Damn,
gone.
you're coming in hot. Okay.
Whoa.
I think that he is the worst casting choice in this movie.
Oh my god.
I would then, which would also remove Sean Bean from the movie. I'm saving you money. We're not paying either of these people. We are bringing in a strong female co-lead in somebody like, I don't know, Mila Jovovich or, you know, somebody like that.
Ooh, Mila.
Yeah.
Ed has a crush on older Mila.
Listen,
Gwendolyn Christie would be a good, another good one as well.
100%. Yes.
What's her name?
Toni Collette? Oh, she's a big name. Then.
The South African lady.
No,
white.
I don't know.
Oh, Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Yes, Charlize Theron. Yes,
Oh.
she'd be fantastic too. Somebody like that who comes in and is just like a badass. And instead of seeing like Kane's redemption arc and coming back because like his whole like I bit somebody, like dumb, whatever, I don't care. I want to see a badass chick come in here and teach Jupiter to be a badass too. It also cuts out a ton of runtime in this movie because we don't have to spend all this time on the romance and on Kane's whole shtick and Sean Bean's weird bee thing and his daughter and I, betrayed you for her. No, none of that. Gone. Now we have more time for fun space ninja shit with Mila Jovovich. Yes.
Do we keep the little sky surfing?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sky surfing boots.
So cool.
As a matter of fact, there are no wings. That's gone. We take out that whole storyline because that looks stupid. It's just sky surfing now. Sky surfing boots.
Would Mila Jovovich also be spliced with something?
I'm gonna be really honest with you. I feel better about the splicing now that it's not involved in a romantic relationship. So sure, we keep the splices. She can be spliced with something if she wants to be. I'm not tied to the idea. But if we have to have it, it can stay now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
Yeah.
And so now the movie's just like two badass chicks, and they're gonna take down these crazy siblings, and there's like sky surfing and ninja shit. And listen, I think it's just better now. Fix the whole first half of the movie.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's rad as fuck.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and then we can see like, all the cool Wachowski tricks with like, the Matrix shit. We're fighting in zero gravity. Like you could have all the crazy visuals
man.
you want.
You aren't touching the zero gravity makeout orgy, are you?
No, that stays.
Okay.
That stays. That stays.
Are we keeping the cool ship designs, or do you have any other ideas?
No, I like most of that stuff. I think that the problem for me, the problems with the plot is just like the bloat. There's too much nonsense in this movie, and a lot of it is like it's pointless, right? You have these grand political schemes that you want to do, and these like ideals you're trying to push out there, like capitalism bad, people are selfish. Okay, let's focus on that more and focus less on like making out with dog people and you're a queen bee and all bees can like sense it. Like nobody cares about it. It's an interesting idea, but like there's too many interesting ideas. We got to cut some of them out.
Yeah. I agree.
And yeah, and like I said, not casting Channing Tatum and Sean Bean, I just saved you probably like $20+ million. You're welcome.
Can I give my stupid casting choice for Mila Kunis?
I want to hear
instead?
it. Yes.
Beyonce.
Well, no, that's not.
She's
That'd be
not a
great.
bad
It's not.
actor. I've seen her act.
No,
She was in Austin Powers 3 Goldmember.
She was.
Yeah. You get why I said her Beyonce,
Oh,
right?
Queen Bee.
Queen
God
Bee.
damn it.
Oh my god, Hector, I hate you so much sometimes.
Beautiful.
My favorite thing is to
Oh, so bad.
annoy or just to stunlock Ed. It's the best part of the podcast.
I like doing that to Hector too. It's always if I can get him to like lose his train of thought laughing, I know I've won the podcast.
With Ed, it's like just like freezing up or laughing, either or.
Love it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract
Queen
from your
Bee,
thing.
yeah.
I just
Queen Bee.
No, you're fine. I'm done. That was my whole thing. I turned it into a chick ninjas in space movie, and I think it's better for it.
I was thinking more space. What's that
Turned
movie
it into
that we
a
did?
space
The
atomic
Zack Snyder
blonde,
one.
basically.
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Space Sucker Punch.
Well, for Sucker Punch, you need a little bit more of an ensemble, so it
Oh,
would have to
Sucker
be
Punch.
Mila
Fair
Jovovich,
enough.
Charlize Theron, and Gwendolyn Christie, and Mila Kunis /
You
Beyonce.
You don't like Sucker Punch, Leah?
I did not like that movie.
That's fair.
It's very divisive.
Am I the only one that did?
No, I
liked
did.
it
No,
too.
we liked it too. We all liked it. The three of us liked it. We're all weird.
Anyways, likes. I already said most of these, and you've reminded me of other things I like as well, but I just want to reiterate. I love that this is an original concept for a sci-fi film. No reboot, no adaptation. It's hard to come by. I know like they don't make the money. This one did not make the money, but I appreciate it. Oh, I wish we could get more original stuff.
We have Tenet. I can't say that without nearly vomiting.
How,
I'll take
what
it.
are your thoughts on Tenet?
Like I said, I can't say that joke without nearly vomiting.
I also liked the costume designs. Kane's face makeup, that wasn't it. They needed another go. I feel like it was like that was still a rough draft. Like maybe the makeup artist was like, I'll try this one, and when they say no, I'll do the better one. But then they said yes.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Does he need like a wet nose?
Yeah, I feel like they could have
Oh,
done the
God.
nose a little bit better.
I
Face
can't,
was
I
like,
can't.
don't bring that.
I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
I'm worried. I'm not furry. Don't worry.
There's no shame in that, Hector.
He's a scaly.
No, there's no shame, but it's just I don't want. I don't know.
Yeah, I also liked the anti-capitalist themes. Like I said, can't think of anything else, but I know we've been talking about it. I do like this movie. It's not that I don't, because I have more dislikes than I do likes, but those are just the things I wanted to highlight. Oh, wait, no, side tangent. I wanted to highlight one more thing. Eddie Redmayne is just always extra in everything he does. When he was doing his master's thesis in art history, he picked a portrait that was all in blue, like different shades of blue. And he wrote like a 17-page paper, because that's what you do when you're getting your thesis. But he was colorblind, and his specific brand of colorblindness prevented him from seeing the color blue. Apparently, I could be wrong, maybe this is just some Tumblr story, but supposedly he wrote all about this painting and waxing poetic in a color he can't
Well,
even
he
see.
can see it. It's just a different color.
Wait, he can't process it
that's
like
wild.
we can.
So blue, there's like blue-green, so it probably looked maybe more green to him or more yellow. But it's still different shades.
But he knew he was colorblind. Yeah. And he did it anyway. But yeah, when you mentioned Eddie Redmayne, Ed, because I told Hector when we were watching it, so I had to tell this potentially untrue story on the podcast. Dislikes. This movie's so aggressively super horny throughout the entire thing for like no reason. I don't know, it wasn't the vibe for me. I still do like the zero gravity makeout orgy. I feel like that would be a really good like Cards Against Humanity card.
Yes. Zero gravity makeout orgy.
Yes.
Mom said it's my turn on the zero gravity makeout orgy.
Next one. I don't know if it's like Mila or just Mila or just Channing, but like there was something a little bit off about like their chemistry where like I don't know, I wasn't quite feeling like they're very intense for each other, but it felt really forced for me. And I don't know if it was just one or just the other or if it was both of them together.
I feel like they're the kind of people who are like friendly to each other, and if they were like in a normal job, they say hi when they pass each other's cubicles, but that's like it.
Yeah, I feel like if they knew each other, like in any other situation, like any other movie where they'd be paired together, they'd be like good friends.
Yeah,
at
I
best.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a girlfriend and the boyfriend's best friend who high key hate each other. That's probably more likely.
That would be more fun too out of there.
Yeah.
Because they're both
Yeah, I
comedy
agree.
actors.
Some of the dialogue in this movie, bees can sense royalty.
Perfection.
See, for me, that one especially just annoys me because that was the one in the trailers, and I just kept getting like bombarded with like YouTube ads. So I just heard that rent free in my head for months, and I'm like, and so now it's like I get to that scene and I can kind of mouth it with Sean Bean, although and then the I love dogs, like I know that one's like self-referential, but there's a lot of lines that are just kind of like that, but they don't like look back and poke fun at immediately after.
And I mean, that line is funny, but like as soon as you think about it for like 5 seconds, that's why I don't like the romance arc, because she says it, laughs about it, and then still does it, and I'm like, but should you?
Yikes. Yeah. My last dislike. The theme is a lot of anti-capitalism, but there are some times where it feels a little pro-bio-essentialism, like the idea that your genes dictate who you are and you can't change that no matter what, which is a little uncomfy when you think about like some of the implications. And because I liked all the anti-capitalism stuff. Yes, great. What?
Fuck yeah, eugenics. Well,
eugenics.
Woo! I think the Wachowski sisters are both trans, right?
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense for them to have this in their movie as like a, hey, maybe this is a problem. This is something we should talk about.
Yeah.
I just feel like they either should have talked about it a little bit more where their actual feelings came across a little bit better, or
I agree,
yeah,
sidestepped that entirely.
Yeah, it didn't come across, like, joking aside, it didn't. I get what they're going for, it didn't come across well.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I think that I agree. It probably, the point should have been made more clearly, because it doesn't feel like there's a point. It feels like it's pointed out, and yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
On to my fixes, and true to form, I did not prune anything. I'm just gonna shove it all in there. Just get it. Just move over. Get it in there. I feel like you can fix a lot of the movie with just retweaking the main characters a little bit. Because Jupiter, I should have mentioned this in my dislikes. Jupiter, like, explains several times in the movie to us, the audience, just in her dialogue, like, I don't trust people. People betray me too easily, so I don't trust anybody. But every decision, or any time there is a thing in the plot that needs to be resolved, it needs to be resolved with Jupiter trusting somebody else, which she does immediately with no questions asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
But if you just tweak it a little bit, I feel like you can just polish off a little bit of, I don't know, the people juice. I'm trying to, I don't know.
What?
I was gonna say like polish off the dirt or like the mud, but I'm like, no, there's not really dirt or mud in this movie. There's the people juice that people. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep going.
No, you're fine. I'm just still reeling after that. That sucker punch. Keep going.
Okay. So, for example, oh wait, no, I already mentioned this. Yeah, here's an example. Jupiter. She says like 5 different times in the movie, I don't trust people. But then she immediately trusts Kane to save her life instead of also kill her. Immediately trusts Stinger, again, for the same purposes. Immediately trusting the first 2 Abraxases she's just met. Marrying Titus with no protest. The plot, yeah. Oh, and let's not forget the plot was kicked off because her cousin convinced her to sell her eggs.
It's facts.
Yeah.
So that he could buy video games.
So that he could buy video games.
He was going to get more money than her
Yeah,
from this.
60-40? Those are her eggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like able to like, that's capitalism, baby. And then she's like, okay, yeah, fine. That's a good argument. Great. I trust you, my cousin.
Yeah.
And with Kane, everybody, like, I don't know, it's like, Kane's a lone killing machine. He grew up without love, without a pack, but now, like, he kind of sees you immediately as his pack, and now he is a sad puppy dog the entire time.
That was weird.
Yeah.
So you're changing that too?
A little.
Okay.
I don't know if I did it successfully. We'll see how it goes. So, Jupiter, I'm just gonna remove the idea that she doesn't trust others. She's a bit of a dreamer. But like, her first instinct is to be like a dreamer, like get excited about things. But like, I don't know, she's not too naive. I also think she's a little more strategic than she lets on. Like, you can have a scene like very early on in the opening, like just after the opening sequence, but right before the bounty hunters get to the fertility clinic to find her info, where it's like little baby Jupiter's like playing around while they're cleaning houses, and she finds a nice thing. She's like, Mommy, wouldn't it be nice if I had something like this? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Her mom's like, go put that back. Where it's like, she's dreaming of a better life, but circumstances she can't have it. And again, you can show that with Catherine, the lady whose identity she steals at the fertility clinic, when she's like, oh my god, I think he's gonna propose, like have her get like, oh my god, you can have the fairy tale wedding, and she gets really excited until she sees that Catherine's kind of unsure, and then she's like, wait, but do you even want this? And then kind of like, yeah, keeping that going on is poor. Yeah.
Does it happen?
Huh?
Keep it going on, is it?
Yeah.
Now okay.
Yeah. Now on to Kane. I don't know, like, the best thing I could think to change about him, I'm not liking it as much anymore, but like, I wanted to convey the idea of, it's not that his genes are bad, it's that he's raised in an environment that's not great for him. So like, he's a loner. He's really good when he's paired with other people, but when you leave him alone to his own devices, he's more skittish, he's a little bit more aggressive than he means to be. He's just not living his best life. But when he's like with Stinger or when he's with Jupiter, better all around. Let me see. So
I like that.
Yeah, because like, I don't know if you've ever seen an untrained dog. They act way different. They're they're always kind of on edge compared to like a happy doggo who's kind of secure in the knowledge of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me see. Sorry, I have to scroll a lot. Okay, now into actual plot. First thing, I'm gonna change the egg donation thing because, like I said, it's done. It's dumb, I should say. So her cousin, Vladdy?
Vladdy.
Okay, I was gonna say Vinny. Suggests that she goes out to donate eggs, and then he's like, yeah, we can split it 60-40. And she's like, whoa, 60-40? That's dumb. No. They argue for a bit, and eventually they split, and she's like, maybe I'll do it. Later, she goes on her own, and she's like, he calls her, whatever, they interact, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, you're gonna get 30. She's just like, no, I'm in control, you don't get to tell me what to do. And, I don't know, foreshadowing for later.
Okay.
As she's going unconscious and the fight in the fertility clinic starts up, when Kane gets in, again, he's on his own, he doesn't have people he can trust, he's a little bit more intense than he should be. Double tapping the enemies, for example. Maybe he accidentally hits Jupiter with his sick laser gun. Breaks everything as he's getting in there.
So he's not as suave and...
No.
Would you say he's more feral?
Yes.
How long were you holding that one back?
Not a lot.
When she wakes up, he's suiting up to fly both of them straight to Stinger's place. Stinger's always been a good commander, and he kind of sees Stinger as, like, his people, part of his pack. I don't know. Even if it's only subconsciously, just like that idea of he doesn't like being by himself. He's also probably a little bit more aggressive to Jupiter than he needs to be. And when Jupiter asks why they don't go directly to the spaceship, like they did in the original plot, he goes like, oh no, that's too easy to notice for like the people who are trying to hunt you down. If we go to Stinger's first, that's out in the middle of nowhere, we'll be a lot safer that way. They take off, surprise, surprise, the bounty hunters are there on their trail. When Kane doesn't give her a gun, he still finds out, even though she doesn't have a weapon, she makes a pretty good like spotter or like
someone who can tell, like, oh, they're over there.
Yeah, just like, look out, they're gonna kill us there. Look out, over there. And, yeah, he really appreciates having someone to look out for him, because he doesn't usually get that, especially now that he's alone and not in the squad.
Okay.
Eventually, let's say his other boots get shot out, they drive the truck like they do. Kane's guard begins to drop because, one, he knows Jupiter knows how to drive. 2, she knows this planet a lot better than he does. And 3, she definitely has his back. Yeah, keep pretty much everything the same when they go to Stinger's. I'm trying to go quickly.
You're fine.
Okay. I'm a little conflicted once they get into space with Titus. Like, as cool as the wedding scene was, it's weird that he wants to marry... I know it's a sham wedding. I know what he really wants. It's weird that he wants to marry his mom.
Yeah, I agree. It's super weird and uncomfortable. I just don't know how to change it and still get my scene that I love so much because it's so visually beautiful.
Space Alabama.
Thanks, I hate it.
Space Alabama.
Space Alabama.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Space banjos playing in the distance.
Is that just an electric guitar? Oh.
No, an electric banjo.
Am I sorry?
So yeah, if you get rid of the wedding, I think what you could do is Jupiter leaves Kalik. When she leaves Kalik's like supervision or whatever, Titus is the one to immediately take her in, and he's the one who's ushering her through space DMV. And he's pulling the strings, and he's making it like not easy, but not like extra difficult. I think at the end he like really, like, maybe he's getting tired of it, maybe he just wants to show her just how powerful he is, but he pulls a few strings to get stuff done in the end. Titus is very keen on making sure that she's never alone when she's having to go through space DMV, and purposefully never waves his hand to make the red tape go away, not until the very end. Kane doesn't like this, but he's not too sure about this hoity-toity nobility shit, so he can't quite put his finger on what fuckery is going on. And of course, I'm keeping the Stinger thing, so
What do you
Stinger's
mean?
not going to say anything.
I mean, Stinger thing.
Stinger was paid off by Titus.
Oh,
double
okay,
cross.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finally, Jupiter realizes what Titus is doing. Titus separates Kane and launches him out into space. That's when Kane finally meets the Space Cops TM. I had that in my notes. That's why I was trying to prime you guys earlier. Titus tries to convince Jupiter to give her the claim and so she can go home, but she stalls long enough for Kane and the Space Cops TM to swoop in. That's how you get rid of the wedding scene, but I kind of hate it.
But I want the wedding scene.
So here's the version with a modified wedding scene. So he in that dinner, he's like, instead of let's get married, because that's weird, he tells her, well, there's like a ceremony that we can do where we can put each other in trust. It's kind of like a wedding. And then she's like, well, that's weird. And he's like, no. It's just like a excuse to like dress up. It's more like pomp and circumstance. It's not like an actual wedding.
That's
weird.
much better than what...
Sorry. Like a space adoption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's absolutely going to murder her after.
Where she like claims him as her heir to her stuff.
Well, like they're both doing it at the same time. So it's like...
Yeah, they do it at the same time. So they like name each other.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then...
Sure.
Last fix, when she's with Baleem on Jupiter... instead of saying, I'm not your mom, just drop a little F-bomb in there. Just, I'm not your fucking mom. Just exasperate it.
Yes. I forgot to mention, I would have her actually kill him at the end.
Yeah.
Because they pulled back too fast. She should kill him.
Yeah. He was about to do the same thing to her whole family.
100%.
Yeah, no.
Plus, she's like beating him with a pipe. Like, hits him in the face and the back and stuff like that. It's not that much more to have her just like Sparta kick him off the thing and just end it.
Long live the queen, bitch.
Especially if you make them ninjas.
Yes, but yeah, especially if they're space ninjas now. Long live the queen and just kick him in the chest. That's... Yeah. Bravo.
Yeah,
Wait, you ever seen Walking Dead?
Yeah. Like a lot.
Glenhim?
Oh,
Glenhim?
that would be very dark.
For the uninitiated, what a Glenhim means, hypothetically.
It's very gory.
They would have graphically shown it.
Not gonna describe it. Yes, cannot describe it to you, Ruthie.
It's bad. No, it's bad. It's what I'm thinking of.
Wait, yeah. So instead of just him at the end, it's all three of the siblings, and Jupiter's just like eeny, meeny, miny. And then one of them tries to stop her. She gets him too. So it's like Abe and then Glenn. I watched a lot of Walking Dead.
See, when you said all three of them, for some reason, I was thinking of that one like JoJo scene where like they're all kicking the shit out of that one dude. Then one of them drinks the wine and then joins in. I don't know why. Sorry.
Part 5, yeah.
Part 5. I'm not as big of a weeb, I swear, Leah. I was watching JoJo. I've been watching like the cyberpunk anime, so yeah.
Don't let him lie to you. He's a huge weeb.
I've seen worse weebs.
We've seen worse weebs. We just got back from Comic-Con.
Correct. There's worse weebs, but he's a weeb. I'm a weeb. A little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of weebs, sadly I didn't go ninja shit because Ed called me out on it in the bonus episode.
You got peer pressured by Ed?
Yeah, I got peer pressured by Ed not to do shit.
I can't believe you didn't do it. We could have been
space ninjas
together.
I also like I didn't want to. The only time I really change the director's visions when I really hate the movie, or I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do. So this was just kind of like, let me see if I can add a little something to the vision. So let me see. Likes.
See it.
This movie's not boring, which is to me impressive since it had political plays and all this other stuff, which it can't. I feel like political stuff works better on a TV show than it does in a movie because it's always like you have a lot more runtime to stretch things out compared to like 2 hours.
And you get those sweet cliffhangers to
exactly.
Share dramatic information.
Yeah. The world building isn't Oh, I did a weird tangent here. I'm gonna add it anyway. This movie's better than any sci-fi bullshit Luke Besson does. All right.
Didn't
The Wachowski.
he?
Huh?
Didn't he just die?
Luke Besson?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, who am I thinking of?
Another dude.
Another dude.
No, Luke Besson's the guy who did Fifth Element and Valerian.
No, I'm thinking of the other French director.
Yes, Jean-Luc Godard. Yes. No. I'm talking about Luke Besson. No, he's the one who I think should have. I don't like. You know who I'm talking about, right, Leah?
No, I don't know this person. I know that
He's
I know
the writer
of these
director
movies,
of
but I
both
don't
of
know
them.
anything about this person.
He can't. I hate
Gotcha.
him. I
Gotcha.
hate him. Everything.
You
I
really
don't
hate the
like
Fifth
the Fifth
Element?
Element.
I did not like the Fifth
I
Element.
It's not one of my
no,
favorite
I
movies,
get.
but I
I'm
don't
not
hate it.
judging anyone who likes it. I can understand the appeal. It just everything about it rubbed me the wrong way with my film sensibilities. I hate him. If he were to like his world building, not the worst. Better than a lot, especially Valerian. Really good world building. Did not like anything else in that movie. He can't write characters for shit. Like, yes, this movie had issues with characters. It's miles better than Valerian.
Yeah.
I think everyone acted pretty well, except for like Mila Kunis, but I think that's just the weird directions that the Wachowskis give. I've watched I've watched all 4 Matrix films. I've seen Speed Racer, and now to you, Leah. Thank you. I've seen this one, so I don't hate any Wachowski film. They're all great.
We should rewatch Speed Racer.
Oh yeah, I mean they're not bad. Yeah, I generally like their stuff. It's never my favorite thing that I've ever watched, but I mean like Cloud
I haven't
Atlas,
seen that one yet.
not bad
It's
as
on
well.
my list.
You know, yeah.
Cloud Atlas.
Really?
Same thing as this movie. Great like premise. I don't feel they executed it perfectly or good at all.
I feel that way about so much of their stuff. We were talking about Sense8. I feel the same way about it. They did V for Vendetta.
Oh, God,
that is a perfect movie. That is their best. That's their best, in my opinion. Yeah, V for Vendetta, their best.
Oh man, I saw it. I liked it. Then I got the comic for the graphic novel for Christmas, and it's not as. They did the best with the. They did the graphic novel.
The movie's better.
I own it right. It's right across from here. Me, I love it. It's like one of my favorite graphic novels. The Wachowski did a good job with what little screen. You know, you're turning an entire graphic novel in 2 hours. They did a great job. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I need to read the graphic novel and or see the movie.
It's so good. Watch the movie first so you can enjoy it, and then.
Yeah,
the movie's good.
So
it just glosses some really interesting, like
so
all
good.
the best, like the wildest shit that worked was taken out. They held back. Yeah.
I've never read the graphic novel, so I don't know. I love the movie. Love it.
They're good. I still think the first Matrix is like the best thing they've ever made, though.
It's good. I like the first Matrix movie. I just like V for Vendetta more. That's all. Yeah.
Oh no, I get it. No, totally respect that. I get it.
Oh man, I'm the one with the controversial take then.
What's your controversial take?
I couldn't get through Matrix 1. I got like halfway through, but I could not like latch on focus wise.
You'll love Matrix 4.
Good.
Head's face is like doubt.
That was more of a face of me not agreeing or like Ruthie not getting past Matrix 1. I'm just like,
I tried to watch it
how?
by myself.
Like,
I
but like
how?
how?
Watched it with like someone who actually likes Matrix, but I tried like watching it by myself while I was doing chores.
Yeah, it's a movie you need. It's a weird movie.
Yeah,
you need to like have someone.
Yeah,
I need to have a guide. Dude, I don't know. I look up. There's deja vu. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're fighting now. I don't get it. I know I know that there's good stuff in there, but I don't know.
It's like a lot of really good stuff. That's really good.
The CGI is decently well done. Okay, the movie's hilariously horny. I know that was your dislike, Ruthie. I liked just how it was so funny. Like
so aggressive.
It's so fun. It's just the point of absurdity. I don't know.
Like, was there an abstinence agreement that everybody on set signed? And it was like 3 months, or like however long the training phase was. Nothing. So when they finally got to filming, I don't know.
They learned their lesson from the Matrix. No,
Listen, I personally liked how horny this movie was.
Oh,
I'm
no,
gonna go on
same.
record and say that I loved it. I loved that they just went for it and everybody was horny all the time for everybody, including their mother. Like, I don't know, man. It was just wild. The amount of horniness that was in this movie
Thank you.
was crazy. But I loved it. Doesn't matter.
They may not appreciate it. I appreciate it, Leah. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Vibing.
Dislikes. All right. Fixes. No, I'm joking. I have dislikes.
Perfect movie. No fixes. No questions.
No.
This movie's perfect. I'll not be taking any questions unless you give them to me in $100 bills. Dislikes. The beginning could be sped up by 5%, at least up until the egg clinic. I know there's another word for it. I just called it the egg clinic. It's not a full dislike. Eddie Redmayne's character, just a little tweaking, but I do like the raw energy Eddie gives.
Would you want more energy or less energy?
Different energy. It's in my fix.
Okay.
And then the sister character,
Khalik,
I actually fixed her up, and she was a dislike because she was kind of useless. And Leah actually got almost what I was trying to do with her. So, congrats, and also damn you. I was like,
I'm curious.
we're vibing too well. All right, fixes. I'm gonna jump a little bit. They're trying to get Jupiter from Titus, right? So it's the two of them just kind of crashing their way in. Also, that scene needed a little fixing. I got a little headache. I was like, I can't figure out what's going on in that clusterfuck of CGI explosions. It looks cool. I don't know what's going on. I'm just kind of like, okay, feel the vibe of the scene. Not
Diarrhea Christmas lights.
Yeah, Diarrhea Christmas lights. So maybe on their way in, though, you can see someone following them from the background, like another ship, person with a helmet, right? Can't see them, can't see their form, just helmet. Maybe it has it's a little glowy, kind of like Ruthie's earbuds or headphones.
Yeah, they're not plugged in now, but they were.
Just kind of like that. And then everything kind of happens with the wedding. I don't mind the wedding. Yes, it's stupid, but it has this. It kind of makes that hilariously horny vibe. I couldn't resist.
Yeah, agreed.
And then when there's, what's the name of Eddie's character? Balem. There's the ship. We finally get a good look at it as they're trying to race in, right? It's a third ship. It looks sleeker. My design is those spheres. It's like a big sphere. Like a big sphere that can hold 3 people. And then there's a little ring around it that's just kind of magnetically hovering near it.
Oh, like a little Saturn?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, or like a Jupiter. Wait, Jupiter doesn't have any.
Jupiter's got a small one.
Yeah, and maybe it's like a Jupiter one. And then I don't know, maybe it releases a big freaking EMP wave that knocks a lot of them down. And then it gives them the rest of the way to make their way in, because I thought just Tatum by himself could not get through all that by himself. It felt a bit ridiculous. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
That's, So the rest of that part of the movie keeps going as planned. Eddie is slightly more calm for the whole movie. He has these weird little tics at the thought of Mommy Dearest coming back. And then it's weird until, and he's calm, but he can hear a little and is oh yes, bring her back, kind of almost constipated or angry, and then keep some of that energy. I'm done. Ed's looking at me like he's about to go off the call.
That was just, I was just visualizing and acting out tics that I think would be good. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, you're fine.
He was
lost.
vibing.
He was
in
vibing.
The
Vibing with the
imagination.
ticks. So finally, I'm not trying to make fun of someone with. If you have ticks or Tourette's, I'm not making fun of you. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of doing that weird overacting. I apologize.
That Eddie
Yes, I'm
Redmayne
trying
is
to
so
mimic
good
it.
at.
I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. So if anyone listens, I'm sorry. I will take my cancellation fairly. And then finally, Eddie Redmayne sees his mom, and then he's like, the ticks that he keeps going just start turning into slaps and punches when he's like doesn't get his way, and that's what he was just holding back. And then he starts yelling like, "Ah!" Like kind of like a Morty or like a Lemon Drop. What Lemon Drop?
Oh, from Adventure Time?
Yeah. What's his name?
Yeah, Sir... The Lemon Guy. You guys know what I'm talking...
Yeah, I've watched that
Like
show. I know who you're talking about. I don't know what the name is.
Ruth is looking it up.
Mm-hmm. Lemon
Grab. Like he just like and just like kind of starts to wail. Like he's lost it. He's the one who killed his mom. I think he was guilty, and now it's just like he's torn on what to do.
Freud would have a field day.
Yeah, Freud would have a field. I have a psychology degree. Okay, Freud would have a field day, and then that's like his thing. So finally, she does kill him. I like your idea, Leah. She does. Jupiter does kill him. Just like, no. Mm-mm.
Does she kick him off the ledge? Does she beat him with a pipe? What?
I think she beats him with the pipe. I don't.
Yeah,
she just like no. I've had I've had with these motherfucking siblings on this motherfucking planet, and just like kills them. And then they're doing the thing. Channing grabs her. They're trying to portal out. Trying to get to the portal in time, and they don't. They get to space, but they don't make it out, and they're just kind of like, well, we're gonna die. And then the ship opens up a little bit, and there's a person with the helmet kind of opening their, maybe it's just like the vastness of space, the darkness, and then the orb just glows, and it's just like twinkling.
Does it look like the Daft Punk helmets?
Yes.
I know you.
Yes, I didn't want to say it, but yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm embarrassed now. Fuck off. And then they go in. The helmet opens. I want to say it's like a kind of like pulled back. Like it. Like if you've seen Thor 4, you know how like Jane's helmet just kind of goes back like nanobots. Mm-hmm. It's like that kind of look. And it's the sister.
It's Galik.
It's Galik. And she's just like, yeah, I didn't do this just for you. I didn't even do this for you. I just wanted their shares. And now that you got both of them beaten, I'll stay away from Earth. You can keep Earth and whatever planets you want. Just give me some of their shares. I'll even never bother any of your family again. You won't hear from me. She was just waiting them out. She was just baiting everyone to act faster so it all play itself.
Yes. Listen, I'm down with that. And this also brings up another point that we haven't talked about. The whole premise of this movie is Earth is now safe, but people are still being harvested on all these other planets.
I think that was like the more gray area the movie was trying, like the only gray area the movie had, which was just like, well, we can't stop this unfathomable high number dollar industry.
Yeah, it's like the trolley problem, except if you pull the lever,
riot, like massive
happens.
riots. Yeah,
you will lose profit.
Nothing happens.
And that's it. It's just like, okay, and then she lives her life on Earth. I think I like the wing idea at first, like the ending where it's like him and Wings, her on the surfing. I think I'm gonna go with Leah here and it's just surfing.
Yeah,
it's just surfing. They're both just surfing. Maybe they're even surfing. Like as they're surfing, that's how they see each other, and then they like embrace while surfing in the air and like spinning just to go extra horny.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII vibes.
I haven't played 8 yet. It's on my wish list.
The running up embrace.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
go ahead.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm saying Final Fantasy VIII is okay. I like the characters. Characters are better than anything else. Anyways,
No, I was
Leah?
just going to say, you'd also save money there. Can you imagine how much it costs to animate wings with all those individual feathers and stuff? Just make it weird glowy boots.
It's a cooler idea anyway.
Save money on
Yeah.
CGI now too.
If it's
Yeah, it's cooler
if it's
because
the
anybody
aesthetic
can do
better.
that.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Grades D.
D.
Damn, dude.
Rough.
Oof.
I know.
I'm going to give like the overall idea of this movie a B plus.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
give the execution of this movie a D. I'm going to average it out to like a C plus movie. I'm going to say that this is better than average because it's an original thought and it's a lot of fun, but it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
So C plus.
I'm gonna say B minus. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
B minus closer to a B than the minus. I will not elaborate further.
I'm physically repulsed by these opinions.
I'm not gonna say
who the
it.
hater
I'm not
is
gonna
here.
say it.
Dude, say it.
Yeah, this is Rich coming from the guy who made us watch Shape of Water. Okay,
Or Shape of Water.
Cure for Wellness. Cure for Wellness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a
this
spike-
movie's
Oh,
a better.
yeah.
This movie's a better cure for wellness.
I mean,
Ed.
okay.
Literally down to the immortality and the Leah. I'm not
the family marriage.
and the family marrying. Leah, don't watch Cure for Wellness.
Oh, God.
I will
It
not.
is horrible.
It sounds
The
terrible.
first
No,
half is
no.
amazing.
No,
I've never
it's-
seen a movie take a worse nosedive, and
Yeah.
we've been doing this for almost 2 years now.
It's literally
But it-
just the
but it-
last,
but
like,
it goes
15
from like
minutes.
ooh
Okay?
spooky to so fast.
And then it feels like the movie
Yeah.
just keeps. Even before that, I was getting tired of it.
Yeah. It's kind of...
It's like a slow.
You know, yeah, I shouldn't try and defend it by the last 15 minutes being bad when I say the entirety of Game of Thrones is bad
Yeah,
just because of the last
it's like a
season.
slow burn movie, but then the last
Maybe.
15 minutes is like the slow burn just hit the gas station.
We always like to ask everyone what they've been watching or any media or anything they've been
Any recommendations?
of anything. It could be anything. Leah, do you want to go or do you need some time to think?
No, I've been thinking about this. So over the weekend, I'm a big horror movie fan. And so I finally got to watch some spooky movies with some friends this weekend. And I watched Gonjiam Haunted Asylum.
Where's that on?
It is on
Mm.
Prime. It is I think it's Korean. I think it's Korean horror movie.
Ed's looking this up.
And it's fantastic. You know, there are some hokey effects here and there, obviously, but the story's good. If you like just like spooky movie type deal, it's great. And it feels original when you watch it. What was the other thing that I just watched recently?
Looks like freaking Phasmophobia.
It's very much it. Yes, it is.
It looks like Phasmophobia.
Is it
Ed's
Korean?
gonna
Yes,
be
it is
watching
Korean.
this
I got that right.
very soon.
Yeah, Korean.
It's very much Phasmophobia.
So-
And the platform, which I think
Oh.
the platform.
Oh, the
It's on
platform
my
looks
list. It's on my
so
list.
good. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I think that is a
Yes.
Spanish movie from Spain, I believe.
Yes.
Just watch that as well.
Spain.
Not a horror movie. There are
Nope.
gory scenes in the movie, but it's not scary. It has a very interesting thing to say about the world at large. I didn't like some of the heavy-handed allegorical stuff towards the end, but the rest of it, really interesting take on humanity. So those are my two things.
Yeah, platform I loved.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, it was good. It was interesting.
You ever seen Hereditary?
Yes,
The best horror movie.
I have a lot of feelings. It's an A24 movie, right? I have a lot of feelings about all the
Yeah.
A24 movies. They all sort of jump the shark right at the end. But it was great. It was a great movie.
Yeah.
Didn't like the end, but it is what it is.
Yeah. The end is a little weird. I just it's between that and The Lighthouse, but I wouldn't classify Lighthouse so much
It's
as
like a
horror.
thriller.
Yeah, it's
I
one
don't
of it rides that line. Yeah, it rides the line with the
Yeah.
thriller. So many horror movies now do that. Is it a thriller? Is it a horror movie thing? The Witch.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. Everything by Robert Eggers is
Yeah,
good.
it's great, fantastic.
Northman kind of misses a little bit, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's okay. As for myself,
Really?
Really?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Really.
No games?
Nothing
no
at all?
movies, no shows? No books? Damn.
Nothing new is the thing. Nothing new. To say something, I guess, like, I've been recommending this manga to one of my friends. This one
Okay.
called Sakuran.
I
think I've mentioned it to
it's
you
been
before,
years.
Hector. It's super short. You can probably read it, the entire thing, in like a day. And I just think it's one of the most... It's a really good, like, I don't know. It impacted me with what I was dealing with
Oh, those are the
during
best.
the time
Those
that I
stories
read
are the
it.
best.
But I really liked it either way. Yeah.
I've just started getting into manga. I kind of am interested in that. I'm starting this one, The Promised Neverland.
I read that one as it came out. It's a trip. It's a trip.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to read it. I just got the first one, so.
Ruth, you can go next.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah.
maybe you should go next, because... Go first. You
No,
go first.
you go first.
No, you.
Okay, I'll give... I've been watching the cyberpunk anime Edge Runners, and it's good. Ed, please watch it. It's really good.
Perhaps. Why did
That's
they
what
call
they're
it Edge Runners?
That's what
Like,
they're
come
called
on,
in the
please.
That's what
Be
they're called in the
original.
game.
And in the art,
And
in
then
the tabletop.
and the tabletop.
So is it a callback? Is it an homage to Blade Runner, or
I don't think it's
is
because
it a
that's a
callback
Blade
to
Runner.
Blade
Edge
No,
Runner?
Runners
uh,
is
Like,
different.
why do they have
I
to call
think
it that?
I think Edge Runners has been a term in cyberpunk
It's
since like
similar.
it came out.
Yeah. Keep in mind, yeah.
Oh,
80s.
when did it come out? Oh,
80s,
Blade
90s.
Runner was
Yes, no, one of the guys,
80s
Philip K.
also?
Dick wrote Dude Android Team of Electric Sheep, which was one of the forefronts of Blade Runner. It's one
In
of
the
the
60s,
yes. It was one of the
1964 or something
forerunners
like
of
that.
cyberpunk as a genre, but there's been so many books. I need to read them.
Cyberpunk,
I
yeah.
want to run a cyberpunk campaign.
I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't know Edge Runners was long term, but still, like, Blade Runner is older. It just ticks me.
No,
Unless it's like
trust
an
me, you're gonna
obvious
like
homage,
this. All right,
but it doesn't
Ikchum,
seem
read
like
it.
it is.
Or watch it, Ikchum. It's in the show. I'm in the game. We also got okay. That's mine. For Leah. I feel weird about. Actually, I'm not gonna give you my recommendation for a manga. Maybe how dark can you handle shit?
Oh. I just told you I'm a huge horror nerd. Like, it takes a lot
have
to
you heard of
shock
Berserk?
me. So
I read
have
all
heard
of it
of
in the span of a
Berserk.
week.
Can confirm. I watched him do it.
I want to read it. Listen, I just started my journey into watching anime stuff last year. Arthur from my show, he's really
He plays
big
Monk, of course
into
he is.
anime, stuff like that.
I have a recommendation
Yes.
for anime for you. Princess Tutu.
Oh.
I knew
Okay.
it.
Princess Tutu's so good.
It's really good. It's
I've never heard of that. The first thing I watched was Death Note, but then from there I watched like Goblin Slayer and stuff like that. And when I told people that I really liked Goblin Slayer, they were like, "Well, you need to watch Berserk."
don't watch
been
as
on
much
my
as
list
read it
for a
and
while.
listen to the music while you're
Yeah, I've
reading
heard
it.
the Berserk anime isn't
Yeah.
great, but it's the manga you gotta go for. Yeah. Princess Tutu is
Overlord, by the way.
That's on my list too. I have a
Princess
huge
Tutu is
list.
not in the aesthetic of all the other anime that you have been recommended, but I feel like you're gonna like it. It's a It's a magical girl ballet anime, but I like the storytelling and the characters.
It is actually it's not my usual thing, and it's
I'm
like
in.
really good. Like a lot of hardcore anime fans will recommend it. It's
I'm down.
wild.
Because I've not only watched dark ones too. I also watched Snow White with the red
Haven't
hair.
seen that one.
That was entertaining. I also then went on to read the manga because I enjoyed it so much. Sleepy Princess and the Demon Castle.
Oh, I heard that one was
super
good.
hilarious. You should, if you're in the mood to laugh.
What
highly recommend.
what platform?
I watched it on
I'm
Crunchyroll.
I'm saving my Crunchyroll. I'm gonna subscribe, but I'm gonna wait till Mob Psycho, the final season of Mob Psycho, comes out in like a few weeks. Then I'm gonna dive in because I fucking love Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to add more.
So
No, you're fine.
official recommendations for not weeb people, lovely audience. Sharpshooters.
Oh yeah, Sharpshooters. We did. Let me find them.
Yeah, somebody named our audience for us, but while Hector looks it up, so the two things I will promote, Hector and I watched the first season of Only Murders in the Building. It's a Hulu show. It's really good. It's got Martin Short and Steve Martin. I love both of every time the both of them are on camera. It's just warm, fuzzy feelings. I also read a interesting and weird book called Sorrowland, and I was expecting more of like high fantasy werewolf bullshit when I read it, and then it turned out to be like more modern and a little bit more sci-fi. And usually I don't like stuff that's like set in the real world, but I really liked this one. It's wild. It reminded me of The Last of Us, but not in the way you think.
Interesting.
Okay. It was Care and Feeding of Werewolves. They're a podcast. I think, they're an audio drama.
Yeah.
And they were like, if you have a name for your listeners, comment and I'll come with a name.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I saw that tweet.
I was like, give it your best shot. And then they're like, Sharpshooters. I'm like, fuck, that's awesome.
And it is. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Wild.
So do you want to do another, you want to talk more about your podcast, Leah?
Oh, sure. I mean, we are a D&D actual play podcast, 5th edition, but we kind of ride that audio drama line. The dice are there more to facilitate the decisions in the game and less really like depending on them, right? We have long swaths of episodes that are just role playing out scenes and stuff. We're all about the story. And one of the things that we always found was difficult when getting into D&D podcasts specifically, was a lot of these games, like Critical Role, for instance, which I love to watch on YouTube and Twitch. I can't listen to the podcast. It's too many people talking with no faces. 8 different voices all at once is like kind of overwhelming. So we came into this like, we're going to tell a story with 2 players, a DM. We're going to bring in guests here and there down the line to kind of shake things up for a couple episodes at a time.
Like,
hey.
I know. But yeah, so plus all the time on message boards, Reddit, things like that, you'll see people saying like, oh, I only have 2 people. I only have 3 people. How can I run this game? It's off balance. And we're like, you can run it with any amount of people. Like, here's how we do it. And it's going really well. The reception's been great.
You got over 1,000 listens, right? Recently?
It's been a lot of fun. Oh, we're almost to 3,000 now.
Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, we've been things have really picked up. We just started at the end of May. And so things have been going really, really well. And I'm excited. Because it's great. You can find us at slaythestars.com. All of our links there. That's it.
Yeah. Don't forget to put in the actual plug and how to get to your...
Yeah. slaythestars.com. All the stuff. All the social media, all the platforms. You can find us. Easy enough.
Thank you again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Thanks for introducing me to this movie. I'll never forget. I'll never forget this movie. Thank you.
Good. Hey, I have one final bone to pick with you guys.
Oh no.
Mortal
no.
Kombat.
Oh no, I didn't think we have any.
I was expecting Godfather.
I was expecting.
Which one?
So you guys watched the new one, and there was like a general consensus that it was okay. And a lot of shade was thrown at the OG movies. I'm here to say those are two of my favorite movies of all time. And
Too bad.
I
Too bad.
I will fight all of you.
Will
I will
die.
fight all of you.
I like the first one. The second one was way too silly to
I agree.
dislike.
The second one was way too silly.
Too bad. Fucking Sindel's just like, too bad you will die.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, the dialogue, the second one is crazy, right? The second one's crazy. But that the movie starts, they murk Johnny Cage. It's a crazy moment. But that scene where Shao Kahn said, "The earth was created in 6 days, so too shall it be destroyed." That whole scene is so good. It's epic.
Wait, that was
all.
one of our
That's all
earlier
I was saying.
episodes. Did Ruthie and I give it shit? Because I've never seen the earlier movies.
Yeah, I've only ever seen the one Mortal Kombat. I've never even played the games.
No, you
Okay.
guys didn't really shit on it that much. I think there was just like a passing comment, like, they're like
I
corny.
love corny and stupid,
or
though.
whatever. So like,
I do love a
it's
good
true.
bad movie.
It's true.
They are
That sounds
really
exactly
that.
like my
If
They
I
are
haven't proven
really
anything
that.
today,
Those two
it's that I love
washed
corny and cheesy.
Listen,
Yeah.
just watch them with an open heart. Just open your heart to them.
They're funny, corny, cheesy,
Are
but
you
they're
kidding?
a
Okay,
little bit
I don't
hard
know.
to
I
get
feel like
through,
we
I
need to
will
do
say
a watch
that.
party with the old ones.
Yeah. No.
I think I'm good because I watched them before the new Mortal Kombat came out, and I still think I need like another year
Leah,
before
I have a
watching them
letterbox.
again.
I'm 95% sure. As soon as I finish watching it, I'm gonna give it 5 stars. Like, no,
Do it.
You get ask
Only
Ruthie.
to spite Ed.
No,
No,
yes.
not even despite Ed. I have a weird enjoyment
You
of
will
like
give you.
corny movie, especially for fighting movies. If there's good
Yeah.
hand-to-hand combat, the movie easily is 4.
Listen, in the yes, it's fantastic. just love it. Just
Do you want
the great.
I think you'll give the first one 4 and the second
Me?
one 5.
You wanna? You,
wait? Is the martial arts better
Yeah.
in 2 or 1?
Yeah. No, 5's just
okay, Ed. You want to put
crazy
money on it? You
corny.
want to make a bet?
Really weird.
Okay.
That's not making a bet.
No, I
The,
don't.
the CGI gets worse in the second movie. So just
Oh yeah, it does.
just-
This movie was written, directed, produced
Oh yeah.
by the
And the
Wachowski
cinematographer
sisters.
was John Toll.
Toll.
Thank you. Please follow them on
John
social
Toll.
media. They made a movie, which is more than we can say here. Our reshoot actually does follow Lana Wachowski on Twitter, just because she's a cool person. She's a cool lady. They're awesome.
Yeah, man, they're awesome.
Mhm.
And
yeah,
yours.
whose pick
what
is
movie
it
do you
for
want
next
to do?
time? By the way,
It's Morbin time.
it's Morbin time.
Oh man, good luck.
The hype is real.
my friend ranted to me about that he watched Morbius recently yesterday, and he told me all about it. I'm like, wow, this sounds amazing to watch for the podcast.
We also got 10 likes.
So yeah, it's
over
Morbin
10
time.
likes for that, so we're doing it.
Yeah. For more on Twitter.
For
That's
what?
true.
You
Yeah,
have to. The
you
internet
have to
told
do
us.
I did a thing like 10.
And
Yeah, the
you
internet
liked
voted.
it, Ed.
Oh
You
yeah,
were
that's
the
right.
10th
We did
people.
get 10 likes on that.
I think you were the 10th person.
No, she was.
Yeah, I was
Leah
number
was.
Oh, okay.
8. No,
Leah
I
was
was
10.
8.
I kept track.
I was
Oh,
Thank you,
7.
Leah.
Oh, you did this
Ed,
to
you
us?
can't say that.
Thank
You were
you.
literally also one of the.
Thank you, but thank you, but no thank you.
I can't wait to hear it. Honestly, I can't wait.
All right. You can follow us. Well, I guess we're plugging our own rest of our shit. You can follow us on Twitter, Reshoot Movie PO1.
Instagram at reshoot.
No, it's Reshoot _
Reshoot.
podcast.
Reshoot _ podcast. We have a Gmail. You can email us whatever you really feel like. You can criticize us. You can send pictures of birds. Tell us about your favorite spaceship. I don't know. You do you. We are reshootpodcast@gmail.com.
If you see the swordfish from Cowboy Bebop, I will love you so much.
That is a good answer, honestly.
No, it's the spaceships from Dune.
Oh, that's
Also
another good one.
choice.
The new movie.
Or not-
Because they don't have any
Wait,
thrusters.
the spaceship?
Yeah, they don't have any thrusters
The
because
spaceship-
the guild people fold space and just move the ship so they don't have to.
Oh,
There's no
that's
combustion
cool.
engines on them.
Mm.
It's wild.
The big tubes. But the ornithopters, though.
Oh, they're so cool. Yeah, it's cool. That my favorite movie. So good.
I still gotta watch the original Dune,
Let's...
actually.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.